It's time for Around the Ozarks Wake Up Weather, sponsored by Scooters Coffee and Rescue Towing. Here's your host, meteorologist Abby Dyer.
Good morning, everybody. It is June 14th and it is Friday. Welcome to your weekend. As of 5 o'clock, I am watching a decaying line of showers and thunderstorms in central Missouri, and that's maybe going to clip some of our northern counties this morning. Not expecting a whole lot of activity early on today, but there's an isolated storm chance as we round out the work week. And any storms that do get going, I have to at least mention the potential that they become strong to severe. I got to tell you, though, I think the chance for rain and thunderstorm activity is about 20%. So most stay dry, hot and humid in the Ozarks today. And heat and humidity is going to headline our forecast as we head into the weekend as well. Let's dive right in. We've got temperatures this morning that are warm. Numbers are starting out near 70 degrees. That's a warm start. You know, we're likely going to land in the 90s when you start in the 70s. It's warm already, but if you're going to go get your morning walk, walk the dogs, get it done early or late this evening because temperatures in between are just too warm to deal with. We have this decaying line of rain and storms. It's going to be kind of falling apart for our northern counties this morning. I think that activity ends in a couple of hours. So by mid-morning, we've got the heat and humidity building, and we will likely see a mostly sunny sky in the forecast through the course of the afternoon. There is a frontal boundary sagging south into our area. I expect that this is going to be the boundary where we see some activity early this morning, and we may see some isolated activity develop along this boundary later today as well. It'll be hot and humid, though, not just today. We're in the low 90s today, but the feels like temperatures closer to 100. We will also see those high heat, high humidity values on Saturday and Sunday. So prepare for a hot summer-like weekend in the Ozarks. Also, just a reminder, we really haven't had this extended period of really hot weather yet this summer. It's a good reminder to, find a cooling center, take breaks in the air conditioning, find a way to cool off over the weekend because we do start seeing those cases of heat exhaustion, heat stroke, dehydration showing up when conditions start to get this hot and humid. So, just a reminder, drink plenty of water today. Hydrate before the hot and humid weekend as heat builds into the area through early next week. And we have very minimal rain chances expected in this extended forecast. I told you about that isolated storm chance today. It's very isolated. I mean, we're talking those pop-up summertime thunderstorms that kind of, develop and it's gone within 20 minutes at times. We could see some of that activity through the course of the afternoon, just with the nature of the heat and humidity. Best chance for seeing some of that isolated activity later today will be south of I-44. But before the rain and storm chances develop, I still think temps make it to the low 90s today, 91, the forecast in Springfield. Even warmer tomorrow. I have 93 degrees for the high temperature on Saturday, 94 possible by Sunday. These days do come along with heat index values near 100 degrees, and we're still talking about low 90s through the early part of next week. Overnight lows will likely stay in the 70s too. So this is one of the things that, just becomes so burdensome. We can't even cool off at night. So air conditioners don't really have much of a chance to do their job overnight when temperatures are still only falling back into the lower 70s. The temperature outlook through the end of the month is looking very warm. We've got this big ridge of high pressure that's going to strengthen for the central and eastern portions of the country. And that's where all the heat and humidity is going to be as we move through the end of the month of June. Around the country, well, what's making headlines today is this round of severe thunderstorms over parts of the northern mid-Atlantic in New England. Also, portions of the southern high plains seeing some of that severe weather from this morning's round on the radar well up north, up in northern Missouri. We also have a moderate risk of excessive rainfall over southern Florida again. There were parts of Florida already this week that got more than 10 inches of rainfall. And now the extreme southern tip of Florida is expecting more excessive rainfall. So they are just waterlogged down south. That is for sure. All right, I have the Around the Ozarks Wake Up Weather Brain Twister Trivia question for you today. Here is the question that I left you with yesterday. What is Prince Harry's official first name? And the options, well, do you think we can even call him Prince Harry anymore? I don't know. Did he keep the title? I can't remember. Anyway, what was his official first name? A, Archie, B, William, C, Henry, or D, Charles? And the answer is C, Henry. Many of you may know this. I will tell you that I learned this because I really loved, my husband and I really did like the name Harry. Uh, when we were having a baby and deciding, looking at all of those names. And I learned that Harry is actually short for Henry. That is not uncommon. Prince Harry's official full first name is Henry Charles Albert David. And he goes by Harry. His brother, Charles, nicknamed him Harold. So he was sometimes called Harold or Harry growing up. We all know him as Harry now. All right, here is the question for Monday. What branch of the U.S. Armed Forces used the slogan, quote, "It's not just a job, it's an adventure"? Do you think this was A, the Army, B, the Marines, C, the Air Force, or D, the Navy? It's not just a job, it's an adventure. Let me know your guess. You can do that at aroundtheozarks.com. You can also check the forecast while you're there if you need any weather information all weekend long. We've got you covered over at the website. Thank you so much for listening this morning and for starting off your Friday with Around the Ozarks Wake Up Weather. Thanks so much to Rescue Towing and Scooters Coffee for sponsoring our podcast. And also, of course, the Brain Twister trivia question. Have a fantastic Friday, a great weekend, and we will chat again on Monday.